That is so weird.
Welcome back.
No.
We were talking about
the kiss.
The history of it.
History of kissing.
That's right.
Yes.
There's 7 theories on where the kiss came from. One is that there was a religious ritual very early on, and they felt that it was an exchanging of souls when they were kissing. And I think all the onlookers thought that looked like fun and kind of went off and found their own souls to kiss with. There's a really current theory out there right now that really being in love, or that feeling of love, is nothing more than being attracted to the other person's sebum, which comes out of the sebaceous skin glands inside their mouth. So by kissing, you find out if you're in love with that person or not. So that's one theory. But then the most common theory of where kissing came from is it's a natural follow-on from breastfeeding.
Huh.
Cleaner.
Crystal, when you two courted, what were the things that came up that between the two of you became together romantic that you maybe didn't think, you know?
What romantic things did you do?
Food.
Really?
Discovering what food we like.
Yeah.
Together.
So you went to a lot of restaurants or markets, open markets?
In fact, one date I recommend is you go to your favorite restaurant that has the best dessert and just go in and order dessert. That'd be a great date with coffee.
Well, they were talking about, Michael and Crystal were talking about food, and I know I've mentioned this story once before on the air, so I'm sorry if you're bored with it, but it reminded me. When my husband and I were courting, we were living in New York at the time, and we went down to the village to a place called Balducci's where we bought all kinds of wonderful things to eat: prosciutto, mortadella, bread, feta cheese, onions, anchovies. So and I also made him an osso buco. So we bring all these groceries back home, and we sit down at the table, and he cuts a piece of bread, and he takes a slice of onion, and a tomato, and the feta cheese, and the anchovies, and I'm going, and he's going to try to kiss me after this? And he pours the olive oil over this piece of bread that he had. And when he bit into it, and I could hear the crunching of all, the onion and the bread, and when he pulled it away, the way he was savoring, and he had olive oil on his mouth, and it was kind of dripping down his hands, and I went, oh. It made me insane to watch him eat it with such relish. And then he looked at me, and he with everything, I thought, oh, is he going to try to kiss me now? And he did. He didn't care. I love the fact that he didn't care that he had all this in his mouth, and he kissed me anyway. And it was just one of those wonderful moments. But to watch him eat that was such an experience.
Now, if we go to the next screen, we're going to find some more or less money. Now, most people are thrilled when they get a tax refund.
Right.
Why in the world are you thrilled? You've just made an interest-free loan to the government for 12 months. They're not going to give you special credit for overpaying. Why would you send it to them in advance? They're not going to penalize you in the end either. Why do people get excited about making, this is like the old Christmas Club accounts where the bank would charge you to have it. It doesn't make any sense.
But they don't want that fear, perhaps, of owing, right? So they just cover themselves so there's money coming back?
Break you. Well, I just think they like it. So
nodding on this one. Have you been through that?
Yeah, well, don't worry. The IRS is not going to show up at your front door. You have my word of honor. Okay, I promise you. But the bottom line here is when you're making this interest-free loan, all you have to do is go to your employer and increase your exemptions. You go to the payroll people in your company and you say, I'm overpaying in this case by $120 a month. I'd like to increase my exemptions so that I have $120 a month more to take home. Then if we put that away for the rest of the year, we'll have money to pay Uncle Sam if we're a little off, plus we'll have earned interest in the meantime. So this is a big source. This is probably the #1 source of people. The average tax refund in the United States is about $1,500.
And you're saying to zero it out, so
zero it out.
Have money coming back.
Absolutely no reason to give Uncle Sam a loan, unless you're in love with paying taxes, which brings us to the next subject. Take a look here. Now we have our subtotal from the previous worksheet of $194 and slot. Monthly lottery, the world's only volunteer tax. This is where people line up to pay the tax to the government with a 50 million to 1 chance that you might actually win something.
But you see these people winning and you think, it could be me. Why? I've seen the commercial. Why not me?
You know what? You have a better chance of being struck by lightning today and it's sunny outside. I hate to break it to you. It's 50 million to 1.
Exactly. Crystal said someone's got to win.
Well, that's a wonderful mentality. And Las Vegas was built on that. And every day people walk in those casinos, but I'm here to tell you, you can't win. There's no way.
And what are the odds?
Make the bad man stop.
Generally, the odds are what, like 1 in 50 million or 1?
50 million to 1.
And how many football stadiums would you fill up with fans? I mean,
well, just do the math. That's what, 1,000
over?
times 50,000 is 50 million? That's about right.
And one person in 50 stadiums full of people would win it.
Yeah, one. In 1,000
Well, they
football
said the
stadiums.
lottery money is
1,000
supposed to go to help public schools. It's not doing anything.
Well, you know, that's a wonderful idea, but no, it doesn't, not really. And why would you give it to them? And if you take $20 a month times 12 months a year, $240, and do it for 20 or 30 years typically, I guarantee you'll end up, even at, say, let's say 10%, which is a kind of a nominal rate of return, you'll end up with about $100,000.